All right, so if you're an architect working with data platforms on Google Cloud, you already know how powerful it is. But you've probably also seen those bills that make your eyes water. Today, we're not going to waste time on the basics. We are jumping straight into a real-world guide for getting those GCP data costs under control. I want you to just look at this number for a second. $150,000. Now, imagine that number hits your inbox, and it's not a bonus, it's your unexpected BigQuery bill for the month. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that gets you an urgent meeting with a CFO. It's a total nightmare. But you know what? It happens way more often than people admit. The good news is, it's almost always preventable if you have the right architecture in place. So when that monster bill lands, your job switches. You're not just an architect anymore, you're a detective. The first thing you have to do is break down the costs and find out who the real culprits are. The clues? They're all there in your billing data. We're just going to follow the money.
Okay, suspect number one is usually BigQuery storage. This is literally the price you pay for your data to just sit there. It's a silent killer for your budget because every single gigabyte, month after month, just keeps adding up. It grows and grows as you hoard more data, even if nobody is touching it.
But this is the one that can blow up your budget overnight. Query processing. This is where the real damage happens. See, BigQuery doesn't charge you for how much data you get back, it charges you for how much data your query has to read to find the answer. So a query that looks totally harmless can secretly be scanning terabytes and bam, your costs just explode. This is where bad habits get very, very expensive. And of course, BigQuery isn't the only game in town. Your investigation has to look at the whole picture. You've got your Dataflow and Dataproc jobs, right? The ETL pipelines that are churning away. Are they sized correctly, or are you just burning money on oversized clusters? Every single one of these can be a leak. But honestly, it's usually those query costs that give you the biggest, fastest wins. That's the low-hanging fruit. Now, this right here is one of the most important trade-offs you can make as an architect. It is such a classic mistake to just dump everything into standard storage because it's the fastest, but you have to ask the hard questions. Look at this use case column. Does data from 3 years ago really need millisecond access? Probably not. By moving that old data to nearline or cold line, you trade a tiny bit of access speed for a massive drop in cost. This is one of the biggest levers you can pull to save money. Okay, enough theory. Let's make this super practical. We're going to walk through a really common before and after scenario, a little story that shows you how just a couple of smart architectural decisions can turn a budget-breaking disaster into a thing of beauty. Oh man, we've all heard this, right? Or maybe we've even said it. It's the battle cry of move fast and break things. But you know what it really is? It's the origin story for almost every cloud cost nightmare. This get it in now, fix it later mindset is exactly how you end up with that $150,000 bill. And here it is, the villain of our story. Select star. It looks so simple, so innocent. But what this query is actually telling BigQuery is, hey, go read every single column from every single row of this entire gigantic table just to find the stuff from one day. We call this a full table scan, and it's basically the financial equivalent of lighting a pile of cash on fire. And boom, this is what that looks like. Let's just say that one query run one time costs $500. Now just imagine you've got a whole team of analysts all running queries like this all day long. The cost just spirals out of control. This shows you that the problem isn't just one bad query. It's the underlying architecture that even allows a query to be this expensive. So let's be the hero. How do we fix it? Well, it's a simple 4-step takedown. First, we partition the table by date. Think of this like putting your data into separate folders for each day. Now the query only has to look in one folder. Then we cluster by something like a customer ID. That's like sorting the files inside the folder, making things even faster. Step 3, we band select R and force everyone to ask only for the columns they need. And finally, we automate the boring stuff by setting up lifecycle rules to move old data to cheaper storage. And here it is, the payoff. Just look at that. From $500 down to 50 cents. 50 cents. We're asking the exact same business question, but because we used partitioning and we were smart about our columns, the costs just plummeted. We're talking a 99.9% reduction. This isn't magic, people. It's just good, solid, deliberate architecture. That case study feels good, right? But one-off wins don't scale.
True success comes when you turn these fixes into standards. You can't spend your life fighting individual fires. It's time to build a playbook for the whole organization so that cost efficiency becomes the default setting, not a frantic afterthought.
So here they are. These are your new non-negotiables. This is your checklist for sanity. From now on, every big table gets partitioned and clustered. Period. The select star command is officially banned from production. Data life cycles get automated, ETL jobs get watched and right-sized, and, this is the big one, we start talking about cost every single month, on purpose, not just when something goes wrong.
So when you boil it all down, what does this really mean? It means cost optimization isn't just about pinching pennies. It's the natural result of excellent engineering and smart design. A great architecture doesn't just give you performance. It gives you performance, scale, and predictability in your spending. It puts you, the architect, firmly back in control of the budget.
So you've done it. The tables are optimized, the queries are tuned, the storage is automated, the tech is solid. But let me leave you with one final question to chew on. What about the people? Because the biggest optimization you can make isn't technical at all. It's cultural. The real win is when every single person on your team starts thinking about cost as a core feature of their work. That's the holy grail. So your tools are optimized. Is your team's culture next?